Today I am going to share some more information with you about the Sun Princess, as well as answer your questions. We've got a lot to talk about when it comes to the Sun Princess, a lot to think about, and I am really excited to do it with all of you. Also, we are going to talk about a cruise line that is having to cancel a Panama Canal cruise just next month, some flights that I think you should be aware of, and then also a little bit more about the mobile passport entry app that we noticed on our way home yesterday. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Thursday. It is March 21st of 2024, so happy first day of spring. We are indeed back at headquarters here. We were planning to be in Florence today, and due to several things, we needed to be back home. And so here we are, as we made that hard decision to come home a little bit early. Gordon assured me that we can go back whenever I would like. So we're going to be going back sometime, to at least sooner than later. So let's go ahead and start at the top with the cruise line having to cancel their cruise on such short notice through the Panama Canal. So first of all, Aurora Expeditions, they run expedition cruises on their expedition ships. They were planning to run a cruise through the Panama Canal that was due to depart on April 20th of 2024. Now, in all of their information that they have supplied thus far about canceling that cruise, they have just said they have had to cancel it, as well as let passengers who are on board, booked on that cruise, know what they can do. So they're being very easy to work with. Passengers can have a full refund if they want. They can book for the same expedition cruise next year, which is set to sail on April 19th of 2025 on that same itinerary, or they can schedule another sailing with Aurora Expeditions. One thing that I thought was really interesting in all of the information that they included in their announcement, they did not cite the water levels there in the Panama Canal. Now, I came across this first on Cruise Hive, and in their announcement about it, they said, Expedition Specialist Aurora Expeditions has canceled the upcoming sailing of the Greg Mortimer that was to have sailed through the Panama Canal as low water levels continue to impact canal traffic. Indeed, low water levels do continue to impact canal traffic, but Aurora Expeditions did not cite that as the reason that they had to cancel that cruise. So I hope that the people on board can either go next year or pick up another cruise to fill in that time and still have a wonderful chance to travel. Now, the flights that I think you ought to know about. So Delta has recently just announced that they are going to resume their nonstop flights from JFK to Marco Polo Airport there in Venice. And yesterday, when we were on the way home, we got on the flight to come home from JFK to Salt Lake, and there on the screens, on the seat back, was a reminder that they are starting up flights direct from JFK to Naples, Italy. So the world is open a little bit more with those flights. I think it makes it a little bit easier to get to where you're wanting to go. So let me know if those flights being open makes you think twice about where you want to go, or maybe going when you weren't even planning to go. Like I said, it was a hard decision for us to come home right then, but we needed to, so I'm really glad we're here today. Now, the mobile passport entry app. As we were getting off the plane from Rome yesterday at JFK, as you go, you have to walk a long ways to get down to where the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is, but as you get close to that area, they divide you into 3 different aisles there to go down, and one of them is global entry, and included in that, you could go in that line if you have the mobile passport entry app and you filled it out and are ready to go. The other is for everyone else with a passport for the US, and then the other aisle is of course for people with a passport from a different country. As we went down, Gordon and I have global entry, so as we went down that, it made all the difference in the world. We really did not have a wait. We literally walked up to the camera where they take your picture and ID that it's you, and then you walk up and the guy at the Border Patrol there, he looks at his monitor and sees that it's you, asks you your name, and away you go. It was that fast. And so if you are someone that doesn't travel often enough to want to go to the expense and hassle of getting the global entry, I would say that mobile passport entry app is a really good option and definitely worth doing. Now, I don't know if all of the airports everywhere have that and will fast track you as much as they do at JFK, but it was surely worth it to mention to any of you that it maybe would help you. So there you go. When you get the global entry, by the way, you do get TSA pre-check comes along with that, and that you do use flying around the United States, but it's the global entry that you only use coming into the United States that you kind of have to decide how often you're going to be doing that to see if it's worth your money to do it. Okay. Now, it's really important here we talk about Princess has a new update to their app, and it just came out yesterday, and it says that it just fixes some bugs, and there is a major glitch I'm going to talk to you all about, and I would really like to hear from you in the comments, like if you're having this trouble with your app, if you have figured out a workaround for it, because I'm trying to get help for a Let's Go family member with it, as well as Gordon and I have a cruise that it's affecting as well. Our cruise that the glitch is affecting is not until like fall of 2025, so I'm not really anxious about it now, but the people that I'm trying to help, theirs is coming right up in May, and so it's not good. Now, a few things first. So if you want to know which version of the app you have, the easiest way to figure that out is once you're logged into the app, in that lower right hand corner you'll see your profile, you'll see your picture, you click on that, scroll down to the bottom of that page, and it lists which version of the app that you have. So with the new app, it's 1.1.2-4407. So write that down and make sure that's the version of the app that you have. If not, go to the App Store, the Play Store, I think is what they call it for Android phones, and make sure that you get the latest update, okay? So the glitch that I am seeing that is causing so much trouble, so like I said, I hope somebody has a workaround here. If you have a back-to-back cruise or even 3 in a row, however many back-to-backs, it lumps them all into one cruise. Now, when you look at, how you can see your different cruises in the app and they're going across, and you just kind of swipe across and you see all your cruises, there's a thing above there, I think it's like select all or something. Click on that, and that turns it into a vertical list in your app. And then you can go down and select that cruise that's the back-to-back-to-back that they've all lumped together. When you select it, though, it'll give you access to only the first cruise. You can't get to the other cruises. And so that's a major problem. And I'm hoping that we can get a workaround for that. So if you have had any experience and you've figured out what to do, let us know. Other than that, I'll let you know when I hear anything that we can do about it. That's what I would say like the biggest glitch is. Another thing that is a little bit surprising is Spellbound. So the reservations for Spellbound did become available on Tuesday. And I was expecting that if you had a cruise booked on the Sun Princess starting Tuesday, that you would be able to book that those reservations for Spellbound, especially if you're Platinum or Elite, because historically it's always been that if you are Platinum or Elite, then you can go in once you've made the deposit for your cruise and book your dining reservations, right? And if you aren't, though, that you would need to pay for your cruise in full, and then you could do that, right? Well, it turns out Customer Services is saying that you need to be on board in order to book Spellbound. So if any of you have been able to book Spellbound before you're on your cruise, will you please put that in the comments, send me an email, whatever works for you, and let me know, because one of our Let's Go family members called yesterday and asked, and that's what he was told. So I called today and asked, and that's what I was told, that you have to be on board the ship. I am really hoping that they open the ability to book Spellbound before you actually get on board the ship. People want to plan their vacations, they want to line up their dining, they want to know for sure if they are going to go on the only ship in the world that has Spellbound, that they can get into Spellbound. So I'm really looking forward to that ability as well. And if it's out there and I don't know about it, let me know. Okay, thank you all so very much. Now, along with talking about the app and booking things, I wanted to let you know I've had some questions about how the Medallion itself worked on board the ship. It works seamlessly, no problem. In fact, we've never had trouble with the Medallion. Our Medallions have always worked really well, no complaints at all. It is the thing that Princess truly has that sets them apart from a lot of the other cruise lines. The other cruise lines are still going around with your cruise card to the point that I forget mine all the time now if I'm on another cruise line. But that Medallion is pretty slick. It works really well. It's what unlocks the door for you. It's what allows them, when you walk up to a bar, for them to see if you already have a package. They'll just make you a drink and give it to you. Or if you don't have a package, that is how you pay for your drink. Or if you're in the gift shop, you tap your Medallion on the thing. You can't accidentally pay for something. Don't worry about that. You have to tap your Medallion on the little thing there up where you pay as they ring you up in order to do that. It's the device that lets them know where you are on the ship when you order a drink or food delivered to you, and it makes it so that your travel companions can see where you are on board the ship and find you. So it works really well. The app itself worked really well. It always takes a minute to open. It takes a minute to open whether I'm at home or whether I'm on the ship. But it worked beautifully. The list of all the scheduled events came up. I could see what our dinner reservations were. Everything worked really well. You can buy excursions when you're in the app. You can make appointments for this hair salon and the Lotus Spa, which, by the way, don't forget, on the Sun Princess, the spa itself is down on decks 5 and 6, and the hair salon's up on 17. That's a new thing, that they would be in different locations, but the view from the hair salon is beautiful. Huge windows all along. It's really beautiful. But anyway, so the app worked really well on board as well. I don't have any complaints with that. One little bit worked really, really well. Now, the Wi-Fi itself worked really well. It worked just like it does on the other Princess ships that we've experienced. There were no glitches. It was excellent, actually. It took about an hour and a half to upload a video, which is usually about what it takes us when we're on a ship with good Wi-Fi. Like if you wanted to stream a video, watch something on YouTube, or do Wi-Fi calling. If you wanted to FaceTime, we were able to FaceTime with our grandchildren. Do your work as usual. It worked really well. So excellent Wi-Fi on the Sun Princess. No complaints there as well. So let's go through a few questions now. I've gotten a lot of questions, so keep putting your questions in the comments because I've been writing them down. I have them all, and I'm going to reply to them as we go through videos. So first of all, the sanctuary. The sanctuary on the Sun Princess is beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful. It has a pool there, which I think is the only adults-only pool on the ship. There are 5 pools, as far as I know, on the ship, and the one there in the sanctuary is adults only, and the people who can use it are the suite guests. So if you book a suite, then you have access to that pool, or the people who pay to be in the sanctuary. If you don't pay to be in the sanctuary, or you don't have a suite, you can't use that pool. I did call down to guest services because we did not book it for this cruise because we were on for such a short amount of time and we knew we weren't going to have time to use it. So I called down to guest services to ask how much it costs. She wasn't sure if it's $30 for a half a day or $35. So it's either $30 or $35 for a half day, and then double that if you want the sanctuary for a full day. And then she said it's double that for a cabana. So it would be more like your $60 or $70 for a half day for a cabana, and double that for the cabana for all day long. But I would definitely book it. In fact, I'm sure that we will when we're on a cruise that we have the time to relax. It is a beautiful, beautiful area. I think it will be quiet. It'll be lovely. It'll be everything that we hope the sanctuary will be. And I just love the sanctuary on ships. Now, it does have some areas that are shaded, some areas that are not shaded, if you want to soak up a little bit more of the sunshine. But it is beautifully appointed, and I think that the service there will be excellent. Just simply, the reason I think that is because when we were on board the Sun Princess, the service that we received was excellent in every way, and when we have been in the sanctuary on other Princess ships, the service has been excellent. The only time it wasn't was one time on the Regal Princess, and so we just ended up leaving and got our money back. But that, I think, is truly an outlier. I do not think that that is an average occurrence at all. So we look forward to booking the sanctuary on that ship. It's bigger. It's bigger, I feel like, than the sanctuary is on other ships. So wanted to let you know about that. So many questions about the washer and dryer, the laundry rooms. those laundry rooms on the Sun Princess are really, really busy. Now, I will say the laundry rooms are small. They compare like to what I saw on the Island Princess when we were on her in October. They are definitely smaller, and you know, on the Island Princess, they had them stacked. So you had, I believe it was 4 washers and 4 dryers, you know, like the washer on the bottom, the dryer on the top, for each laundry room. They only have 2 washers and 2 dryers in these laundry rooms for such a big ship. And so we were wanting to video the laundry room, but every time we went, it was busy. And we went really early. I got ready at 7 one morning, ready to go do a video, and people were already in there doing their laundry. And same late at night. The latest we ever went was at 11:30 at night, and people were still in there doing their laundry because they needed to do their laundry. And that's how busy it is. So thought I would let you know. Plan on lines if you want to do laundry when you're on board the Sun Princess. And they're just the 2 washers and dryers, and there is an ironing board and an iron. Somebody wanted to know how the iron was. I didn't try the iron, but it looks like a good iron. It doesn't look like just, you know, one of those cheapy ones that will work for not very long and then not get very hot and not work. It looked like a nice iron for what that is worth. Okay, so keep that in mind when you go on the. So you know what? If I were going on the Sun Princess and I was just going in, like even on this trip, we were going to get off the ship on Tuesday and not come home till Sunday, and we just took enough clothes with us. We weren't going to bother doing laundry. So I would say only if you are going to come from travels that you've done before getting on the ship, and you're going to, you know, be on the ship a while and then go somewhere else, then you're going to, of course, need to do laundry. But if you can pack around it, I wouldn't worry about doing laundry on that ship because there are so few washer and dryers. Now, one of our Let's Go family members were wondering if their future cruise desk is offering super deals on the inaugural cruises, or if they are sort of standard, the same kind of deals they offer on all the ships. So a few things. Thus far, when we booked our inaugural cruise on the Sun Princess, it was not cheaper. It was actually, I think, expensive for a cruise. So I don't think the inaugural cruises are discounted. One point that I will say, every time we have been on a Princess ship lately, and all of you are so good to let me know, there is a list at the Future Cruise Desk of cruises that are discounted that you can book while you're on board. I would say it's definitely worth going and asking. I have a copy of that list. I need to post it on our Facebook group. It is very similar to the list that our Let's Go family member Emil posted when he was on the Enchanted Princess just not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. And so I will post that. But definitely, if you are on a Princess cruise, go to the Future Cruise Desk. See what perks they have for booking while you're on board, and see if there are any cruises that you can get a better rate on, okay? So before I go any further, I would like to invite you to please subscribe to our channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. And if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot, so thank you so much. And then let's talk about comparison of ships. People keep asking me what's the difference between like the Royal Class ships and this ship with the Sun Princess. So I got the numbers out to tell you so that you can kind of compare in your mind. So first of all, at double occupancy, now the ships can carry more guests if there are more than 2 people in a cabin, okay? But they list the number of guests that she holds based on double occupancy. So 3,660 is how many guests like the Discovery Princess, which is the newest ship until we got the Sun Princess, but it's the same size for the other Royal Class ships. And on the Sun Princess, she can hold 4,300 guests. She has 21 decks, and the Discovery Princess, all the Royal Class, 19 decks. And on the Sun Princess, there are 2,150 guest cabins, and on the others there's 1,830 cabins, so almost basically 220 cabins more on the Sun Princess. She is 1,133 feet long, whereas the Royal Class ships are 1,083 feet long, so about 200 feet longer. And then the tonnage is where you see the big difference, 145,000 tons compared to 177,500 100 tons. So that just kind of gives you an idea. Like I've said before, she's not as big as our Wonder of the Seas or Icon of the Seas or even like Viva or the Prima. She's not as big as that, but she is big in comparison to what Princesses had before. And I think she really has a really sweet niche in the cruise industry. It'll be fun to see how that works rolling forward, but I think that they're trying to have a bigger ship with a few more things that children might enjoy, as well as experiences. Experiences is really where it is at when it comes to travel these days, and I think that what they're doing with Spellbound, as well as some of the specialty dining on the Sun Princess, will really set them apart. And to me, it's going to be really fun to see if we see any other experiential things coming to any of the other Princess ships. We've had the Enchanted and the Discovery Princess now both have the 360 dining, but they're the only two that have it. And the Sun Princess doesn't have 360, and I will be surprised if the Star Princess has Spellbound. I could easily be wrong, but I really think that there are going to be very unique venues to different ships. I wouldn't expect the same thing. I don't know what the Star Princess is going to have, but I wouldn't expect it to have the same thing across the board. I think that there will be some similarities, but I don't think that they're going to be the same. Let's wind everything up with room service. Got a lot of questions about room service. So when you go to order room service, it's easiest just to do it on your app, on your phone. And I would say that there are fewer and fewer offerings than I have seen before. There's not even one mocktail that you can order for delivery. You can order your sodas, you can order some cocktails, a few other beverages, but not very many at all. There are not very many food offerings. You've still got your cheese plate, the fruit plate, some chili cheese french fries, as they call it, some sandwiches, hot dog, a few things, but not a huge selection. But you know, it's enough. If you're wanting to have lunch in your cabin, or you want to have a late night snack in your cabin, or even dinner in your cabin, there is plenty to eat on the room service menu. But I think that with what is offered on board the ship, that there are so many other things to see and enjoy, that that's probably a really good it's good to just have a little something if you would like to, but if you really want to have a meal, I think it's good to go eat your meal somewhere else on board. And then let me tell you also about, remember the little hangers that they have, the papers that you can fill out for breakfast and then hang it on your doorknob? They still have those on board the Sun Princess, and I think that they're similar. I was looking at it and didn't have, what the others are to compare next to it, but they're very similar, if not the same. And that is a really good way, especially if you're someone, you don't have the package and you don't want to activate your app, you can still get your breakfast delivered to you at no charge. It doesn't cost anything. And so I just wanted to let you know that's still out there. And I noticed as we would come back to our cabin late and we'd walk down the hall that quite a few people had those out, tucked right on their doorknob, on their door handles. So it's still a thing, and I think it's wonderful that Princess still offers that, because a lot of the other cruise lines breakfast for delivery costs. So let me know what other questions you have. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Thank you all for joining me here today. I'll see you here again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.